Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to SpeedGaming 3. And we're going to get this match started now. I am Bastion Blue, and here to the right of me is cool Papa Bell.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I wanted to commentate the first race, but unfortunately I was detained by something and I couldn't make it. But that is okay. I'm here now. And how are you doing, cool Papa?
I'm doing good. You know, that darn real life getting in the way of our video games hardly seems fair.
I know, right? All right, we are raring to go here. Let's see. Let's talk about the stakes here. This is the lower bracket of the gold bracket. This is the lower division of the gold bracket, and the winner of this match, or this whole series, will go on to continue in the lower division of the gold bracket, while as the loser of this series will go on to the bronze bracket. So with Idol having one victory over albeees, the albeees has a lot more to lose with this second round. So those are the stakes. We have double suit here, where both runners start with Varia and Gravity. And
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was going to say, interesting start here with the morph ball in plain sight, but both of our runners getting that short charge pretty quickly.
Right. And I know from personal experience how difficult that short charge is. My first speedrun category that I ever ran was Hundo, so that is obviously very necessary, and the some of the strats to get that item that are up there that's up there are very difficult, but luckily they all got it pretty quick, so that's cool. It's also interesting to see that bombs is here so early and everything.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of bombs and morph ball in the same room recently, at early supers, and then bombs is right behind the morph ball or something like that.
Right. I guess it's good for the runners, right? Since those two items go so well together. They're definitely your bread and butter items.
Yeah, it's really disorienting when you have the morph ball but no bombs yet, and then you're like, oh, that's right.
I know, right? And it's like, when you have the bombs but no morph ball, you're just like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Come on. So I am not the most knowledgeable Map Rando player, but I'm going to do my best here to, provide, just some commentary. Let's see. Okay, so starting out with double suits here, we have both of our runners have kind of a lot of mobility and protection already, so they don't have to worry about heated rooms, and they don't have to worry about, slowing down in water and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, not a lot of places to go, though, with any of that mobility, as we sort of are getting funneled down into these supers, so we at least have some ammo.
Right. Let's see.
But the path to get up to this map, up and right of here, is not at all clear.
Right, this is sort of an interesting map to start out with. It's very unforgiving, despite them having so many so much mobility and safety with the suits. It's almost kind of it's almost like the game is kind of tricking you into thinking that you're safer and better off than you actually are. Okay, so albeees has gotten a little bit of a refill right there. We've got another E-tank for Idol. Some more ammo, too. It seems like Idle's doing pretty good here. Idle has, oh, and, Albies is really not that far behind, just, right on the heels of Idle. But they're both going into the same areas. They're both kind of following, right behind each other and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if, where their paths will diverge over time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they haven't really had any options yet to be able to make different choices. Just kind of, there's only one door you can go through, so here we are.
Right.
Here we go. Red Tower gives us some options.
Oh, I think we're already seeing the first divergence here. Ooh. Albie's in a little bit of a bind here. He did not go up top, which in a vanilla map is where the spacer beam would be. But he did not go up top here where Idle did. So he made a decision to go through the lower door, which kind of took him to Golden Chorizo. So he does have at least that knowledge. So he knows where Golden Chorizo is. So, that is a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. Idle does not have that knowledge.
Yeah, and up is definitely the way to go here to grab this map here. We'll see what we've got in Meridia. That looks like a Ridley, and just one major down there toward the bottom.
Poor Albees. I'm rooting for him to get through Red Tower. This room is the bane of my existence. I certainly mess up this room a whole lot in my any percent speed runs.
Yeah, I'm learning KPDR because I don't want to deal with Red Tower just yet. Not like on this equipment, at least.
Well, Red Tower is definitely very, very brutal. Ooh, and we have, I wonder if Idle is going to go for this, yes, Idle is going to go for this gate glitch. Gets it first try. Let's go, Idle. That's pretty incredible.
Easy every time.
Albees is in the business center right now of Lower Norfair, and ooh, interesting. Well, yeah, definitely not worth it with a missile being on the other side of it. Because you do have some options there of maybe deboosting across or running across if you haven't enough health. Let's see what's on the other side of the door for Albees. Go ahead, Cool.
I was going to say, very easy map to get to here in Criteria. Ooh, 2 majors right together. 3 over there in Aqueduct.
We also have the Dragon sighting as well, which, Idle could go up to Dragon right now. With the supers and the speed boots, Idle could take out Dragon if he chooses to. Just 2 tankies, a little spicy, but it's certainly worth a shot if he decides to go for it.
And this is where I'm bad at Map Rando. I'm not sure what this room is that's got the 2 majors in it, just past Aqueduct, but I guess we'll see in a second.
Oh, this room right here? Yeah, you don't spend a whole lot of time in this room in any percent KPDR. You kind of just mostly, well, you kind of only spend the time on it in the left side of the room. But Idle has picked up Grapple. Actually, I believe this room is called Aqueduct.
Yeah, this next one that's got the 2 majors up top that I'm not sure what we're about to see here. But this is high jump. Okay. This is why I'm bad at Map Rando still, because I don't recognize most of these just from the map.
Yeah, that is actually a very important skill to have with Map Rando, just to be able to identify the maps, the rooms just by looking at the maps. That's actually something that I really struggled with in Season 1 when I was doing a lot of Map Rando. I'd like to think that I got better at it, but who knows? I am not the best Map Rando player. I did a better job in season 1 than 2, that's for sure. So I think Albee's is having a little bit of difficulty here. I'm definitely rooting for my homie Albee's here, but these maps definitely look pretty tough. Meanwhile, it seems like Idle's having a little bit of struggle trying to figure out where to go. Albee's is trying to get a charge to go up Red Tower.
Yeah,
Imagine
I think
if you
Idle
really had
has.
to hit it with a... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think Idle has one more major to track down here in Criteria, but not in any kind of a state to be doing that Ridley fight right now.
Oh, poor Albee's. This stutter tap is definitely gonna be difficult. For those of you guys in chat that do not know, just speed boots is abysmally difficult sometimes. And it's very, very finicky. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta give Albert a round of applause on that one. Storing the spark and deboosting to get past those little gooey blobs. I actually don't know what those are called. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're really hard to get past if you can't just freeze them there in place, so nicely done there.
I typically call them like snot or something. But
Just
Albee's
looked it up the other day and I forget what they are now.
Albee's has got wave, which is really cool. Albee's has also got a regular missile pack too, which is a good, nice thing to have. Another extra pack of supers. So Albee's does have a little bit more. Well, it's interesting. So Albee's doesn't have high jump, but Albee's does have missiles and an extra set of supers, which is pretty interesting. So this is compared to Idle, who has Spacer and high jump, but no missiles. It's definitely and one less super pack. So oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I was reading the numbers wrong. My bad. Idle's got more supers. My bad. I read that wrong. But Idle does have Spacer and high jump. And you can do a lot in this game with high jump. A whole lot in this game with high jump. Never underestimate high jump. Hey, another pack of supers for Idle. So Idle and Albee's paths have definitely diverged here.
Yeah, I think we'll see Albee's doing a lot of this stuff that that Idle has just done to pick up these those majors that you were listing. But yeah, he is a few rooms behind, definitely on this trip.
Albee's picking up the grapple beam from Aqueduct and another set of supers. And I believe that was the second try for Green Gate glitch. Nice. Doing a little bit of farming down here. I haven't seen this room in a long time as an any % player. The one that Idle said. And I cannot believe, what is this? My speedruns where I get the worst drops imaginable? Idle. I'm so sorry, buddy. I cannot believe that drop right there. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, I think that's one of those map completion only rooms, right? Like you just never see that one.
Right. If I remember correctly, I think that, gosh, I think that room is near, I think it's near Crocomire, I think.
Yeah, it's like on the way out from Grapple. It's like the grapple beam tutorial room, basically.
Right. I haven't done Hundo in so long, I barely remember it. And I have the memory of a goldfish, so. All right, Albee's. Oh, this is a Coliseum where you do full halfy in most runs. or most fun categories. Meanwhile, Idle is taking Purple Cactus Alley from the right to the left. We're going to see what's gonna happen on the other side of this door. Oh, I can see the pain on Albie's face here. Idle getting another map rant. Oh, and the location of Mother Brain has been revealed as well as Kraid. We also have 2 hollow circle items. Idle wiping the sweat off the brow. We also have a major item here. Just by looking at the map, I don't really have the intuition to have an idea of what that item could be.
Yeah, with a couple E-tanks nearby, though, if it were charged, like, we could theoretically be in go mode right now. Now, that would lead to a lot of very long, terrible charged spacer fights, but...
Right. I mean, Idle, if that, it certainly is possible that could be charge over there. Ooh, another E-tank. Oh my gosh. Idle has 3 tanks. And you know what that means? That means that Idle can survive Mother Brain Phase 2. If this is charge, Idle is going to be so far ahead. It is not. And I could see the grimace on Idle's face. I think I might be the world's only X-ray enjoyer. Right, we see Albie's getting through this room here, in which Idle was just in not too long ago. Albie's opted not to go for any sort of refills at the bottom there. Which I guess he can afford to get away with it too. I would rather... I don't know. I guess, he's probably fine. I don't know. My instinct is to refill reserves as fast as possible, but that's because I don't know what I'm doing from room to room. So I like having the extra insurance.
Yeah, I mean, a little safety in Map Rando is pretty important, extra saves and that kind of thing, because if you die and lose a bunch of progress... I'm with albeees. I have no idea what just happened there. Why did that Shine Spark fail?
Oh, very unfortunate. The game just trolled albeees.
Did he do a diagonal and bang the wall?
Yeah, it happens sometimes. There we go. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you just... especially if you use L or R when doing Shine Sparks in the air, in midair, which I do that in some parts of the game. And then, if you just hold on to that button a little bit too long, you end up doing a diagonal spark, and it's tough. It happens. It definitely happens. For me, it happens a lot of the times in Moat when I'm trying to ocean fly. or the room right before it, I mean. If I'm trying to just go across the Moat, not necessarily ocean fly. And, dang, albeees has picked up Spazer, but I'm sure he was very much so hoping for a way through there, or a way out, or maybe a major or something. But he's just got a power bomb for the trouble, and it was... That's how it goes in Map Rando. Sometimes you just, you think you have a lead, and you just get hit with an end,
Yeah, I'm really curious. I didn't really see what was in the room leading up to Mother Brain. Because I don't know if we've got a runway to do a speed booster Zeb skip right now. Just thinking about if the runners are thinking about ammo or trying to find charge beam or other majors right now.
Well, if I were to venture a guess, I think Idle's priority is probably locating charge as quickly as possible at this point. If I were to venture a guess.
Base jump, not quite the major you're looking for.
No, not necessarily. It will certainly help. But given the fact that the runners already have grapple, space jump is not going to do too much for them, I think. I mean, it's definitely nice to have, though. Because it definitely makes some things easier. And albeees picking up the third E-tank. So albeees is, with the exception of not having charge like Idle, albeees is almost Mother Brain Phase 2 ready. Okay, so albeees has got the map here, which gives more knowledge.
Yeah, it
knowledge
doesn't
of
look
where
like
Mother Brain and Kraid are.
and doesn't look like we have very much runway into the Mother Brain entry there.
No, it didn't look like it. Idle picks up first reserve tank. His first reserve tank. And I am very, very concerned. Very worried about albeees here because, well, I mean, you know, we know what this item is going to be. So it's definitely not going to make him happy, which I guess I don't blame him. Oh no, poor albeees. Let's see.
Yeah, runners have still not really found much of a way to go different directions. Ooh, some supers are a nice find there for Idle.
Right, right.
One major sort of on his way back out of this area.
So, I am curious here if Idle is thinking, well, you know, do I go for an ammo kill on Mother Brain? Or do I keep looking for charge? I mean, you know, Idle's sitting at 25 supers here. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's only one pack away from really being able to just, you know, put Mother Brain in the grave, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. In the first race, right, Idle was having some trouble with the Zeb skip without wave beam. So he wound up going back and farming up all of his ammo, right, to just kill the Zebs. But yeah, I don't know if that's weighing on his mind right now, because wave beam might be a difficult one for him to find since it was sort of earlier in the seed at this point.
Right, it certainly could. albeees did a little bit more off the beaten path exploring in the very beginning and found wave. Okay, we've got another power bomb for Idle. Oh, look, they and albeees and Idle do a little high five there as they pass each other. Quite interesting, though. We haven't had a single boss kill yet. Nobody has gone after any bosses yet, so everybody's still looking for items and stuff. Idle has found a fourth E-tank that, you know, will give you a little bit of extra insurance and safety.
Ooh.
Oh my word. Okay. Idle has picked up charge and has 4 E-tanks. Okay.
That is fascinating.
Yes, the game has absolutely changed for Idle. So now, Idle's question is, Do I look for another super pack? Or do I stick with what I have and try to kill the bosses with what I have here? Because right now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, Idle has pretty much all the tools that they need.
Yeah, I think that map, that pause there was kind of like, okay, as I go back to all these bosses, where are the X's I can pick up? You know, scrounge a few more super missiles, maybe even a
Mhm.
regular missile pack here and there if they're right on the way.
Mhm. I'm
But yeah,
sure
you're really
Idle
thinking
is
like, what do I need
mhm,
bare minimum to finish at this point?
right. I'm sure Idle is, wishing that, he had some other beams, but I mean, because I'm wondering how he's going to do Zeb skip, or if he's not going to do Zeb skip. But if he has enough ammunition, then he could just go right through all the Zebatites. But he might still be a little worried about having more ammunition. But we'll see what his moves are. Um,
Yeah, I mean, the move you see a fair bit in this kind of situation is you go in, you skip the Zebs or kill them, you know, do as much damage to Mother Brain 1 as possible without killing her, right? And then you just go back out and refill to maximize your ammo for the Mother Brain 2 fight.
mhm,
Because, like, you can use Charge Spazer, but you're not happy about it.
right. I mean, it's going to be a pretty long fight. So Albies is making his way through this room. Tough one. Definitely a tough one. Looks like I know I would have trouble with this map. But I think I just genuinely have trouble with Map Rando anyway.
So, yeah, it looks like Idle has decided to keep exploring. He's dipped into Norfair here.
Right. So my thinking is Idle is probably just looking for more ammunition at this point. Or more beams. Probably whichever comes first. Nice. Very nice. Albies has picked up charge. He knows how important that is. It's a very interesting situation because, Albies has wave.
Yeah, which no Ice Beam for that particular Zeb skip, but, you know, does certainly speed up any fights where you're relying on Charge and your Beam for all the damage.
Oh, cool, Papa. I think space jump has not been tracked on the tracker for Albies.
Ah, great, thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Ostrich. Okay, so now Idle is going after bosses. It's interesting how Idle knows where a lot of bosses are already, but he decided to keep exploring to look for to find the ones that he hasn't found first. I guess it's a smart idea, considering a lot of the other bosses are much closer to Mother Brain. So he's looking for the bosses that are further away first, and then he's gonna come back around and take everybody else out close to Mother Brain before going back to Mother Brain.
Yeah, and also never hurts to kind of dip a toe into Norfair here. If you can find the map easily, which Idle did come in really close to it, you can get a sense of how many good items are potentially here. Which is usually several, as large of an area as it is.
Idle getting the Fantoon kill. The first boss of round 2 is down. Let's see. Albie's going to the attic right now. And caterpillar up for albees. All right, Albie's going for the map.
And Idle not going for the map at all in Norfair. Killed Fantoon and is noping out.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm guessing that Idle just has a really solid plan here and is just... Oh, wow. Yeah, just... I'm guessing Idle probably has an in-game planned out in his head here. It sounds like... It seems to me that he's got a plan here. And I know that he knows the location of Dragon, as well as Kraid, as well as Mother Brain. I'm not 100%... Oh, we have albees going up against Fantoon. Let's see how albees does.
Yeah, I believe Idle has knowledge of all the bosses, though, so...
I don't take another look at the map. Might have been a little mixed around a little bit, so he's taking a second look at it. I don't get in a refill. Albees doesn't look too happy with Fantoon right now.
I mean, I feel like a 5-missile Fantoon doesn't make anybody happy, so...
No, that's a rough fight right there. That is a rough fight. 5 missiles on Fantoon is pretty rough. I know I wouldn't want to do it. Both of our runners have Fantoon down now. Sorry about that. I had to mute my microphone to sneeze. Yeah, exactly, Sephi. Thankfully, I don't need to 5-missile kill Fantoon. That is abysmal. And also, Sephi brings up a very good point. You could do the X Factor kill on Fantoon, which is not something I thought of, because I typically Doppler kill Fantoon. And because albees did get wave, it was possible to do the X Factor kill. Yes, it is absolutely the Giga Chad strat. But go ahead, Cole.
I was going to say, albees did grab that Norfair map for us, and there is one more major there if he wants to go for that one, but Idle heading into Ridley with exactly 30 supers.
Oh, and Idle is about to melt Ridley's face off with that many supers. But he doesn't even have to worry about only having charge and spacer because he has the ammunition. Now, I'm guessing what he's probably going to do after this Ridley fight is probably going to go find an ammo refill station. I mean, that's what I would do in this situation, because he's definitely going to need that ammo refill in order to take out Mother Brain. It's very interesting here, though. I didn't expect anybody to do an ammo layout for this. Pretty interesting. All right, let's see what albees finds down here. Oh, Ice Beam. Okay. Albees has found Ice Beam. And Albees has the full beam combo layout here, with the exception of Plasma. But, you know, 4 tanks, 25 max supers, all beams except for Plasma. I would say that Albees is pretty set. I think, yeah, if I were Albees, I would definitely start seeking out bosses now.
Yeah, he's just the one behind. We'll see if he's able to sort of make up some of that time with the extra beam damage.
I imagine he's going to get a refill of the ship. That's probably what I would do. But he knows the location of Dragon, and with Grapple Beam, you know, it's a pretty easy and quick kill to go for the Grapple Beam kill. He knows where Ridley is. Fantoon's already down. So I think Albees is weighing his options here.
Yeah, trying to find a good path to hit all these bosses, and it doesn't seem like there are great options. They're pretty spread out at this point.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what Albees does. I think Idle is in sort of a similar spot here, trying to figure out his plan. This is, you know, honestly, this is really interesting. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Cool, but to my observations, they're definitely both going to Dragon. Okay, well, of course, because Idle's already there. Passion. Okay. Albees having, gosh, metal pirates. Oh, can't stand them. Yes, absolutely correct. I was correct there. Yes, metal pirates is can get pretty ridiculous sometimes.
Idle's opting for the speed booster Shine Spark kill on Dragon here.
Right. And Albees is headed to Ridley. And I assume after that he's going to go to Dragon. But Idle has just pulled very far ahead here. It's going to be very, very tough for Albees to come back. One boss left for Idle and Kraid. Albees takes on Ridley right now. Let's see what happens. Albees opting for the Ice Wave Spazer combo. Standard PRKD approach to Ridley. Yeah, I think Idle has the situation very figured out. I think Albees does too. I just think that to me it seems like, you know, Idle just had just a really good start. A really good start. Their path did diverge early on in the beginning, and I think that really made a lot of difference. Albees was able to pick up Wave by doing that, but Idle has really done a lot here without a lot of those beams.
Yeah, didn't track down the extra beams, but did manage to find the time to find some extra supers along the way. And I mean,
Hmm.
I think his Ridley fight was certainly faster than Albee's. Maybe not by much, but I'd rather have 30 supers than uh even a pretty strong beam combo.
Well, yeah, with 30 supers, you're just gonna melt Ridley. Absolutely. Yeah, Ridley does not stand a chance against 30 supers. Um, it's very interesting. Idle had a really interesting approach here by just leaning full force into the supers. But I also think too that Idle. I also think too that Albie's handled that Ridley fight incredibly well. The Ridley fight is not easy. Approaching it with a PRKD build, and of course, Albie's has more E tanks than a PRKD build would at that point in the run where you would fight Ridley. But it's a tough fight though. Ridley is an absolute monster in PRKD, and I think Albie's handled that fight exceptionally well.
Yeah, just the longer it goes, the more you've got to react to the Ridley AI and everything. So, yeah, you really do. It takes a lot of skill to be efficient at that fight, for sure.
Right. And if you're not in control, Ridley is the one in control. That's what makes Ridley so scary. All right, Albie's here at Dragon. Let's see how he goes for the Dragon kill. I think his best option here is
over here.
Right. I think his best option here is grapple. That would a grapple kill would probably be quick enough for him to. Okay, nice opener. Nice opener. Idle getting a missile pack right here. I'm wondering what his thinking was on that. Well, actually, I guess I don't need to wonder. He's probably using that for Zebatites is probably what I'm guessing. Just extra, extra firepower to spare against the Zebatites. And he was probably hoping for the exact same thing here in that room where that little glass tank is after you kill Ridley, but there was power bombs. I could see the grimace on his face. He was not happy about that. So Idle kind of in this cleanup phase, trying to find more ammunition or, maybe a refill station. Albee's actually has a chance here to catch back up. It's going to be tough, but if Idle's looking for more ammunition here, then, it's possible that if Albee's can play quick enough, we might end up having a pretty close competition here.
Yeah, Idle's definitely in kind of farming mode. Took Cack Alley, did some farming in there, picked up a bunch of supers off of them, but yeah, just trying to maximize those resources before going into this fight.
Right, and I see 3 missile packs on the map, on Idle's map. So that's what that's what I imagine he's probably going to go do. He's going to use these purple cactuses to farm up some extra ammo, get all the supers that he needs. I'm wondering if he's going to reset the room and go for it again. Yeah, just to get even more, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's just farming the purple cactuses. Interesting. I'm guessing at this point he's probably, yes, it is indeed a smart farm location. Exactly, just like LeBron James would. It is a very smart farm location. So I'm wondering if Idle's gonna go for more missile packs, or if Idle's just going to go straight to Mother Brain. And I'm guessing he's gonna go straight to Mother Brain. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, maybe he's gonna look for some extra insurance here in terms of missile count to take out the Zebatites, but come on, albeees, let's go. You got this. Albee's fighting Kraid right now, and we did get a stand up here. Now, this fight is very difficult to get control of if something like this happens. Oh, a couple missed shots here, but it's okay, albeees. You got it. You got it, dude. You got it. Couple missed shots there, but I think albeees recovered quickly enough. Still, it's just a Kraid is not something to underestimate if you get a stand-up Kraid in like a run or whatever. A lot of times, you know, I'll just I'll just reset if I fail the Kraid quick kill, because at that point I feel like it's just not even worth it. But you know, it's a lot of runners will just melt Kraid on the Kraid quick kill so quickly and easily. But you know, if something goes wrong with the Kraid quick kill, it can be extremely difficult to recover from. Kraid is a very awkward fight.
Yeah, and like I don't know if there's even a way to like understand the RNG of it. Very nice short charge there from Idle to get that Zeb skip, by the way.
Yes, it took Idle, I think that was his third try to get that. That is an exceptionally difficult short charge there. Very short path to do that with. But I have to say that was I did not think of that as a possibility for Idle to do. That's definitely one that I forget about. Again, you know, being primarily an any percent player, there's some of this other stuff here that I completely forget about, which, you know, if you can pull off a really tight short charge like that, you can just go right, you can just speed boot right through those Zebatites, and that's exactly what Idle did. So really great play from Idle, and Idle blasted Mother Brain with every super that he had, and is now in the second phase of the fight. Idle is approaching the end game here, is in a much better place than albeees. I think Idle did lose a little bit of time farming for supers, but it just wasn't enough time for albeees to catch up quickly enough. However, let's not... I might be eating my words here, though, because, you know, if this is a pretty tough escape for Idle, then... Oh, poor albeees. Oh, come on. Ah, oh, dang. albeees is in a rough spot here. Oh...
Like he's redoing some math in his head there. I'm not sure that reverting... Oh, no, because he was stuck. He Zeb skipped, and so he was going to be stuck inside there. I can't believe it.
I feel so bad for albeees. He got he really got messed up there in MB1. Yes, and like Oates was saying, he couldn't miss a single shot in there. And, you know, it happens. It does. Every runner in every category has had something go wrong in Mother Brain 1. At least once, where a turret will snipe a super and then it's just over, you know? Dang. Oh, it's very unfortunate for albeees. Like I said, I was about to say I was about to say, I might be eating my words here because albeees is catching up really fast. But that really limited albee's chances here. And gosh, that is just so unfortunate because that could have been really close. We could have had both runners on the escape at the same time. And if Idle hadn't felt confident in his memorization of the map, you know, I mean, albee's might have had a legitimate chance. It could have had a legitimate chance at catching up. I mean, it could have been, you know, very close.
Yeah, I think albee's was really within just kind of one escape fail from Idle for taking over the lead, but that yeah, unfortunate shot getting eaten the first time around really slowed things down here.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. That's rough. I feel for him. I've had so many of my any percent runs go south because of a turret snipe on a super. And Idle finishes with 14 seconds to spare in escape. Can we get some DGs in chat for Idle? Idle finishes 2-0. Second match ends at 50-29-95. albee's working his way through Mother Brain 2 right now. I'm really impressed with these runners. I know I've said this before, but I am a terrible Map Rando player. So both of these runners are far better than me at Map Rando, and I think that they both did a brilliant job at this map. It was really tough, and we almost could have had a photo finish here. We almost could have had a photo finish here. It was, I think, really that close. And you know, if albee's hadn't had a hiccup at Mother Brain 1, then they would have been really gunning for a photo finish, I think. But it happens.
I was gonna say, you gotta give credit to Idle for sort of knowing, like, okay, once we've got charge, I do have enough ammo to finish, I'm confident in my abilities, and really followed through on that as well, so GG's for sure.
Right. I think we should all be very impressed with Idle's decision-making here. I think he has very solid decision-making. It's really cool to see in real time him just sort of weighing his options and figuring out you know, do I go for charge? Do I go for ammo? It was really cool. albee's working his way through the escape now. I think we're going to be switching overlays here pretty soon. But yeah, this was a fun run. This was a very fun run. I think albee's did a really good, solid job on this. A seed like this would have taken me like a couple of hours to do. And I think albee's had some pretty solid decision making here too. I think Idle had a really strong early game. But, you know, the farming at the end definitely allowed albee's to really catch up. It was an exciting race. It really was.
Yeah, and just a tiny bit more farming from albeees was required there, but that was really unlucky for the turret snipe for sure.
All right, so the race time room has been marked finished.
I think albeees just has to make it down to the bottom of Big Pink here, and then we're pretty much there.
Oh my god. Love it. albeees finishes 55-20.
Yo, this game is ass. This game sucks. Not a DNF. This game sucks. I'm kind of glad I'm out of the tournament. Fuck Eddie's tournament.
And we do have our winner, Idol, in chat with us here. GG's.
GG's. I caught the end of the albeees statement there.
A little unintentional albeees audio there.
That was 2 seats where I didn't get any major hangups for a change, so that was nice.
Yeah, congrats on two really solid runs here.
Not sure if albeees is going to be joining us for interviews or not. It's just one of those things with randomizers. I mean, I've been running more map randomizers since the race with my last race, his Beardness, and even saying that, if I get those 2 seeds instead of these 2 seeds, maybe I'm in trouble. You know, those were tough, and it did not help that I was missing logical items in those races. But in this race, it just seemed like, I mean, there were a few times I'd go out of my way and it could be like X-ray, but most of the time it seemed like I found items that were helping me.
Yeah, I think you had really solid decision making, Idol.
Hello?
And I was going to say, you also wound up with a lot of extra supers, which came in really handy there. So,
yeah.
What's up, albeees?
And we've got albeees here with us as well. GG's.
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 This game is ass.
We heard a little of your opinions on the audio there, as it turned out.
Sorry, but all seriousness, I felt like in the second seat I did decent. I don't know if I made a big mistake or not. I mean, it's easier to see from the outside, so you can tell, man.
Well, I that you I honestly think, albeees, you played really solid. I thought your Ridley fight was really, really great.
Yeah, that I'm pretty used to like doing any percent, but like every other room, I'm not really good with it. If I don't have the right equipment, if I don't have high jump and speed, I feel so out of place. I can't really like move, you know. So that's why I picked the movement, or the double suit is nice because, you know, water movement. But as soon as we got speed in the very beginning, which was really nice, and I got high jump, I felt way more comfortable. But other than that, it's hard to like. Map Randos is hard because you have to improvise, right? So.
Oh yeah.
My boss fights are decent because I know any percent. That's basically it.
Yeah, I think you did a great job in the Ridley fight. I thought it was really, really solid. Map Rando's tough. It's a lot of improvisation. And honestly, I think both of y'all played pretty cleanly, and I think both of y'all had pretty good decision making. Idle, I think. When did you feel like you were going to go full blast into an ammo build?
In
When
the
did it
second
become
one, you
clear
mean?
to you?
Or the
Mhm.
first one? Or no, first one,
Well,
you mean?
in the second one.
Oh, I mean, once we got the charge, I think we'd already found Spazer, and I think I'd had 20 supers at that point. I was like, okay, I can, or maybe I think I might have even had 25 supers at that point. So we're like, okay, I can definitely do the end of the fight. It was interesting though as I started getting closer to there, and I started to realize that only having 5 missiles was kind of a problem. Like, what did the
You
burn
only
off?
had
Yeah.
5 missiles too? Yeah, me too.
I almost didn't pick up the one pack I did. I like as I went a little out of the way to get it, but then I didn't find any more until the very end. I picked up I did like
Right.
another loop through West Ocean to get like
I
the X
yeah,
there, which was Power Bomb, of course.
I
But
thought
then
that
I
was
picked up some
really
back there too.
interesting. Yeah, the seed seemed very low on, just easily reachable regular missiles, while there was just supers everywhere. I don't think that I've really seen that before. So that was pretty wild. But it was interesting to see the clash of both of y'all's approaches. Because Idle, I think you leaned in very heavily to ammo first, and obviously I thought that was really interesting that you leaned into beams a little bit more. Um, I think.
Where's
Go ahead.
no? You're talking about the second match, right?
The second match, yeah, the second match.
Yeah. As soon as I found charge, I kind of found charge early on. I don't know if you did, Idle.
I think
So
so.
as soon as I found charge, I had a wave. I was like, okay, let me at least have 15 supers so I can like do decent fights, right? But the more I, traverse, I found more supers, and then I found ice and spazer. So right when I found all those items, I just went straight for the bosses, right? And it was a
Mhm.
pretty straightforward seed. So
Yeah.
I
And
wonder
sometimes
if
these
we,
double suits, I've seen one earlier in this tournament that was kind of a ridiculous start, and it was like a 30-minute morph for one of the runners and a 20-minute one for the other one. Like it was like a wild
yeah,
seed. And then this one was just you kind of had to. The very beginning, like the first 4 or 5 items were you have to do this, to do that, to do that. I think the first seed was a little bit like that too. It
mhm.
wasn't. It was a little bit easier, I think, to get tripped up in the first seed. Did you go for the terrain map where you had to get the baby skip, or
For the
suffer
first match,
Yeah.
I went everywhere except Rex Ship, and Rex Ship was Mother Brain. So yeah, I got everything, every map. I was
didn't
hoping
get
it was in
Turian,
Turian.
but I
was-
did skip Wreck Ship initially and go to Meridia, which was a big waste of time.
Yeah. To be honest, that I probably wasted a lot of time in Meridia. I thought about reverting, but like I said, I feel more in my element when I have high jump, and high jump was in Meridia in the first match. And I felt like if I had movement, then I would zoom by. But I probably lost, I don't know, minutes because there was nothing in Meridia, but I kept high jump because I really wanted the movement. I suck without it.
Yeah, that kind of was the big difference in the first one, right? Is that albeees, you went to Meridia early on, and cleared out all the majors. Where Idle, you were there at the end when you were just searching for Mother Brain, and you were like, "Well, forget this," and just left
Oh, so I
immediately.
never found the high jump, so I never even had to make a decision. I might have reset it anyway. I remember resetting a super pack and thinking, I don't need that. And then I get to Mother Brain and I suddenly realize I don't know how to Zeb skip without wave. Like I have Ice Spazer is kind of, I don't have angle down. Well, I think everybody does. You have to use like the select button or something. I never do it. I never know how to do the Ice Zeb skip if I don't have wave. It's like
You have to stand underneath it.
and I went for an ammo kill, like killed all the Zeps because I had the ammo for it, but it was a little bit tighter than I was expecting.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to stand underneath it, and I think you're supposed to be standing or crouching, and you just aim up and shoot, and it'll freeze it
You
without
hold like
wave.
both angles or something. So I would have to hold like one of my angles and then select, but then I never practiced that, so I just I lost a little bit of time there. If I'd known how to do that, I would have had a much more comfortable Mother Brain.
In the second match,
and stuff.
did we have different routes?
Albies,
Um,
you grabbed the wave early, which Idle skipped, but I think other than that, it was fairly similar throughout.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all's approaches and I think how y'all explored the map at the very beginning was really interesting to me because the path definitely diverged at the very beginning, and Albies, you kind of searched around a little bit more and found a lot of a lot of beam items
Yeah.
closer to the very beginning, which sort of allowed you to take on the bosses in a different way than Idle. And it really was just so incredibly close. It was a really exciting match. Idle, I noticed that you were having to farm a whole lot in Purple Cactus Alley for a while. I imagine that that happened because it was just quicker and easier as opposed to finding an ammo reload station.
I kind of, so I was getting kind of trolled with those Zeb bugs, the red bugs that usually drop supers. I was really getting trolled on those in the seed. So instead of sticking around in that farm, I was like, I'll find an ammo refill somewhere, and then there really wasn't
Right.
one. And then I was like, oh, I found that Cack Alley. I was like, oh, I'll go back through Cack Alley, and then the way I routed, I couldn't go back through it, so I ended up circling around and going through it again just to farm. I mean, obviously, with only charge and spacer, every super was valuable.
Right. It was just very interesting because I think there was a little bit of that period where in the beginning, Albies, you were searching around in a lot of different places early on, and near the end, Idle, you were having to spend some extra time farming for ammunition. And it's very funny because it kind of allowed both of y'all to end up getting very close to each other. And I mean, I can't stress how, exciting that was, because it really could have been, it really could have been a photo finish. And Albies, I'm so sorry. I feel for you, homie. Everybody
This is
has
your
gotten-
fault, Bastion. Why? I'm just kidding.
I felt so bad for you when that thing in Mother Brain 1 happened. I was like, oh no.
I was gonna mention that too. I don't know. I don't know if I had enough. I thought I had enough. I don't really know like the ammo count you need for Mother Brain, because I only had 5 missiles, right? So I don't know how many supers I need.
Yeah. So then you need 18 hits. So if you only have 5 missiles, you need 13 supers.
Okay, that's what I had. I had 5 missiles and 13 supers. I guess I think I got one of them hit the turret. I think.
There was
man.
that's
So
You
cool, you can
almost
correct
never
me.
have 5 missiles. Like, that just doesn't happen.
yeah.
It was a very strange circumstance, but we've all had issues where we've run into chaos at Mother Brain phase 1. It happens to all of us. So it was painful to watch, but I feel for you, homie.
I was thinking about farming supers, but like no, I have like ice, spacer, and wave. So I was like, I can do Mother Brain. Like I feel confident in that fight. I've done it a lot of times, but I had low supers. It was just I think even though if I got that first try, I wouldn't have won. There was a 5-minute difference. I felt like if I didn't do Meridia, maybe it would have been closer, because I only did Meridia to keep high jump. And you, Idle, you said you didn't get high jump, right? You just looked at Meridia and you backed out.
Seed, I think, wasn't it? First seed was the Meridia with the high jump.
Wasn't it the second one?
I think I had high jump in the second one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was the first seed was where the
Okay.
high jump was different. Yeah.
So I remember thinking how nice it was. Like, I skipped one of the map. I skipped the Fantasy map in this one because I already had like high jump, spring ball, space jump, screw. I was like, I guess I could have used a beam, but I wasn't that worried about it. Although
Now
I was fortunate that I could speed Zeb skip. That there was a nice long runway there to speed Zeb skip.
Now I'm curious.
I was prepared to do a longer beam fight, but it wouldn't have been fun.
Now I'm curious to rewatch the race back to see where we diverted, because I felt that was closer. That was a good race. But yeah,
It was
other
good.
Other than that, that was GG's. I felt like I played better this match than my other matches because I don't know. I felt like more confident today for some reason. It might be the new controller I made. I don't know. But I felt like my movement was actually good. I got like what's that room called? Like with the 3 key hunters where you're doing any percent, you like manipulate them.
Oh yeah, that was really clean through there.
Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
did that.
Red key hunter stairs. Oh, that room is the bane of my existence.
Yeah, I did that room really clean. I was like, oh damn, I did that. I haven't done that in a while. So I was like, I was feeling it.
Did you not get screw attack?
No.
Oh, yeah, that was. And I could definitely see that being a decision point because at that point you didn't really need any more majors. But since I only had charged Spazer and that major wasn't very far, and there's also an X over there, I decided to go for that. And that ended up being screw attack. And then Red Key Hunter was just right there in the next room. It's like, well, that was convenient.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, like I didn't.
Hey,
find
you got to show
I
off
didn't find
like that. You know, you got to dodge it. Like so.
Yeah. All right, GG's idols, and thank you for commentating, guys. That was fun.
It's good. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I mean, you guys did great. And like I said, I can't stress that. I can't stress enough that that was just such an exciting race to watch. You guys.
Well, I appreciate you jumping out the commentary. I didn't even know that we had commentary for the races, so that's great. Yeah. And obviously, thank you tracking as well.
It was literally last second, so yeah, thank you, Bash and Cool Papa.
Problem, y'all. I wanted to throw my hat in on it. But something I wasn't able to be around for the first one because something very last second happened. But I'm glad that I got to be here for the second one. The whole thing was very last second for me, so a whole bunch of last second things happened, and I was like, you know what? These guys are really cool, and somebody needs to commentate for them because this is a cool match.
Thank you, Bash. I appreciate it.
No problem, dude. No problem.
All right. I'm going to head out. Thanks for the races, GG's. Thank you for Eddie for hosting this tournament as well. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Later, dude.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Idle, any parting words? I suppose actually.
Thanks again. Thanks for SpeedGaming putting this on. Thanks for the tournament organizers. This is a really cool format that we have. You know, it's not like albeees is out. You know, it's going to be there's a silver bracket, there's bronze bracket, there's more action. So.
Right, there is a lot more action coming up, and I guess for some closing statements here, y'all please follow the runners. Idle and albeees,